Section 1. A universe within defining loneliness. Loneliness is a complex and multifaceted emotion that touches every human being at some point in their lives. It is an experience that can be deeply personal and yet universally understood. We are a social species. From the moment we are born, we seek connection with others. Our need for social interaction is as fundamental as our need for food and water. Humans have an innate need to connect. These connections provide us with a sense of belonging, security, and identity. They help us navigate the complexities of life and give us a support system to lean on. Loneliness arises when this need is not met. It is a feeling of isolation, of being cut off from the world around us. It can be triggered by various factors such as the loss of a loved one, moving to a new place, or even the fast-paced nature of modern life. It is the discrepancy between our desired and actual social connections. When the relationships we crave are not present or fulfilling, we experience a gap that manifests as loneliness. Loneliness is not about being alone, but feeling alone. It is possible to be physically surrounded by people and still feel an overwhelming sense of isolation. One can be surrounded by people yet feel profoundly lonely. This paradox highlights that loneliness is more about the quality of our relationships than the quantity. Loneliness is a universal human experience. It transcends age, gender, culture, and socioeconomic status. Everyone, at some point, has felt the sting of loneliness. It is not a sign of weakness. Feeling lonely does not mean there is something wrong with you. It is a natural response to unmet social needs. Understanding loneliness is the first step toward addressing it. By recognizing and acknowledging our feelings of loneliness, we can begin to take steps to reconnect with others and build meaningful relationships. Whether through reaching out to friends and family, joining social groups, or seeking professional help, there are ways to combat loneliness and find a sense of belonging once again. Section 2. Echoes in the Void. The impacts of loneliness. Loneliness is a silent epidemic that affects millions of people around the world. It is more than just a feeling of being alone. It is a complex and often misunderstood condition that can have serious consequences for our overall well-being. Loneliness has profound effects on our well-being. It can creep into our lives in subtle ways, often going unnoticed until it has already taken a significant toll. The feeling of isolation can be overwhelming, leading to a sense of emptiness and despair. It impacts both our mental and physical health. Mentally, loneliness can lead to a range of emotional issues, including depression, anxiety, and a general sense of hopelessness. These feelings can be debilitating, making it difficult to engage in daily activities or find joy in life. Chronic loneliness is associated with an increased risk of depression and anxiety. When left unaddressed, these conditions can become severe, leading to a downward spiral that is hard to escape. The constant feeling of being alone can exacerbate these mental health issues, creating a vicious cycle. It can also lead to sleep problems and cognitive decline. The stress and anxiety caused by loneliness can make it difficult to fall asleep or stay asleep, leading to chronic sleep deprivation. Over time, this lack of rest can impair cognitive function, making it harder to concentrate, remember things, and make decisions. Studies have shown loneliness to be as harmful as smoking or obesity. The physical toll of loneliness is comparable to some of the most well-known health risks. It can increase the risk of heart disease, stroke, and other serious conditions. It triggers a stress response in the body. This response is similar to the fight or flight reaction that occurs in dangerous situations. However, when loneliness is chronic, this stress response becomes constant, leading to long-term health issues. This chronic stress weakens the immune system. A weakened immune system makes the body more susceptible to infections and illnesses. It can also slow down the healing process, making it harder to recover from injuries or sickness. Loneliness can also lead to unhealthy coping mechanisms. People may turn to alcohol, drugs, or unhealthy eating habits as a way to cope with their feelings of isolation. These behaviors can provide temporary relief, but ultimately contribute to a cycle of poor health and increased loneliness. Addressing loneliness is crucial for improving both mental and physical health. By recognizing the signs and taking steps to connect with others, we can break the cycle and improve our overall well-being. Section 3. The Silent Epidemic: Loneliness in the Modern Age. In today's fast-paced world, loneliness has become an increasingly prevalent issue, affecting people of all ages and backgrounds. Despite the advancements in technology and the ease of communication, many individuals find themselves feeling more isolated than ever before. Loneliness is a growing concern in modern society. It is not just a fleeting feeling, but a deep, pervasive sense of disconnection that can have serious implications for mental and physical health. Studies have shown that chronic loneliness can lead to a range of health problems, including depression, anxiety, and even cardiovascular disease. Rates of loneliness have been steadily increasing. This trend is evident across various demographics, from young adults to the elderly. The reasons behind this rise are complex and multifaceted, involving both societal changes and individual factors. This is due to a variety of factors. These include social media, increased mobility, and longer working hours. Social media, while providing a platform for connection, often leads to superficial interactions that lack the depth of face-to-face communication. Increased mobility means that people are more likely to move away from their support networks, leading to feelings of isolation. Longer working hours leave less time for socializing and building meaningful relationships. Technology has created a paradox. On one hand, it allows us to stay in touch with friends and family across the globe. On the other hand, it can also create a sense of distance and detachment. The constant barrage of notifications and the pressure to stay connected can be overwhelming, leading to burnout and social fatigue. We are more connected than ever before, yet many feel increasingly isolated. The convenience of digital communication often replaces face-to-face interactions, which are crucial for building strong emotional bonds. This shift has led to a decline in the quality of our social connections, making it harder to form and maintain meaningful relationships. Social media often presents a curated version of reality. People tend to share only the highlights of their lives, creating an illusion of perfection. This can lead to feelings of inadequacy and envy among those who compare their own lives to these idealized portrayals. The pressure to present a perfect image can also contribute to feelings of loneliness, as individuals may feel that they cannot be their true selves. This can exacerbate feelings of inadequacy and loneliness. The constant comparison to others' seemingly perfect lives can make individuals feel that they are not measuring up, leading to a sense of isolation and disconnection. It is important to recognize that social media is just a snapshot of reality, and that everyone experiences struggles and challenges. By fostering genuine connections and being mindful of our digital consumption, we can combat the silent epidemic of loneliness in the modern age. Section 4. Islands in the stream: causes of social isolation. Social isolation can arise from various life circumstances. Moving to a new city, losing a loved one, or experiencing a breakup can lead to loneliness. Social anxiety and shyness can also contribute to social isolation. It's important to remember that everyone experiences loneliness at some point. It is a normal human emotion. Recognizing the causes of loneliness is crucial for finding ways to combat it. Section 5. Across the ages: loneliness in different demographics. Loneliness affects people of all ages. However, certain groups are particularly vulnerable. Teenagers often face social pressures and peer comparisons. The elderly may experience loneliness due to social isolation and loss of loved ones. These groups may require tailored approaches to address their unique challenges. Understanding the specific factors contributing to loneliness in different demographics is crucial for developing effective interventions. Section 6. Building bridges: strategies for combating loneliness. Combating loneliness requires proactive steps. One effective strategy is to engage in meaningful activities. This could include volunteering, joining a club, or taking a class. These activities provide opportunities for social interaction and connection. Another important step is to cultivate existing relationships. Make an effort to connect with family and friends. Plan regular social gatherings. Even small interactions can make a difference. Section 7. Reconnecting with ourselves: the power of self-compassion. Sometimes loneliness stems from a lack of self-connection. Practicing self-compassion is essential. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Engage in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. Nurturing a positive self-image can boost confidence. This can make it easier to connect with others. Remember, self-care is not selfish. It is crucial for overall well-being. Section 8. The importance of social support networks. Social support networks act as a buffer against loneliness. These networks provide a sense of belonging and community. They offer emotional support during challenging times. Building strong social connections takes time and effort. Be open to meeting new people. Nurture relationships based on shared interests and values. Remember, quality over quantity is key. Section 9. A brighter tomorrow, finding hope and connection. Loneliness can feel isolating, but it is not insurmountable. By understanding its causes and effects, we can take steps to combat it. Remember, connection is a fundamental human need. Reach out to others, engage in meaningful activities, practice self-compassion. Together, we can create a world where everyone feels seen, heard, and connected.